Welcome. I know it's been a while, guys. I know. Let me slightly move this. I know it's been a minute since I did a video like this, but it's just something I felt like talking about. And obviously, it's the end of JJK. It's coming tonight. I'm excited. Can't wait. Whatever. But why not get into the main three theories of like the ending and why I think none of them are gonna happen. I really do think Gege's gonna throw us a mean curveball and just give us a peaceful ending. Everybody thinks something crazy is gonna happen. Nah, I don't think so. So thankfully, Miyamura has hints of the three main endings to the story all over his page. They're not hints because they're not canon, but like basically notes as to what each of them are. So I can just look on here and kind of remember. So a lot of people have been thinking Gojo's gonna come back for the final chapter because a lot of the countdown stuff has been Gojo. Like on the Jujutsu Kaisen official page right here, they've been putting a picture up of Gojo every day for the last 7 chapters. And end of a dream being the name of the previous chapter. I certainly get it, but I do think that if you watch like this video called Nobody Understands Gojo, it's not like a pretentious video, it's just me breaking down how I see Gojo and how I believe the story is literally all about him. Although people said I hate him because I put he wanted to lose, which it's a play on his character and the words. He didn't literally want to lose to Sukuna, but that's besides the point. Let's focus. I think that end of a dream and this countdown to Gojo is basically him saying that like the story saying that Gojo has achieved everything he set out to do. If these students live a happy life with no curses in the way, if they get to enjoy their youth, they've won. That was literally Gojo's like goal. He wanted these kids to be able to have a good community, a great youth, no higher ups ruining their lives. If you notice, like Jujutsu and the system behind it and the lives these sorcerers live take a way heavier burden on these characters than you think. For example, I think chapter 266, Yuji straight up says like in relation to Megumin, and people don't pick up on what Yuji's really getting at here enough. He's like, it's because I've been through this cycle of curses, everything that I suffered. Look over here, not Yoru. But it's because everything I've been through, I can understand why you don't want to live anymore. It's because I've been through all I've been through as a Jujutsu sorcerer. I can understand why why my grandfather just gave up on treatments. I can understand all that. Yuji can empathize with people who have given up on their lives because he was a Jujutsu sorcerer. This life makes them miserable. So the fact that they're gonna get a happy ending does signify that Gojo's like whole dream is done. Everything he set out to do since the very beginning of the story, before the story even started, has been done. And if Gojo's goals were the story, you get what I'm saying? Like if all of his goals were achieved, everybody would live the happiest ending. Sukuna would be gone, Kenjaku would be gone. The story, in a way, does revolve around Gojo and what he wants to do, and he did it. I think that's why these countdowns are celebrating him a lot, because by everybody being happy, he achieved what he set out to do. And by proxy, the heroes achieved everything they've wanted. They're getting everything they've wanted. You get what I'm getting at? So I think this is more of a celebration of Gojo and his character, and the fact that, like, despite him taking that massive L like almost exactly a year ago, he came out in the end as the victor. So there's another theory. I think it's like this here. This one I give a little credence to. Kenjaku, what if the merger ends up looking like a funny face? I'm shaking a little bit because I just had coffee. Like I just had my cup of coffee. I'm like a little bit jittery. And Miyamura says I'm not implying that to do this merger. Obviously, this theory is getting at like the merger is probably whatever did this. And I think that the merger is something that was designed to never be revealed. It's literally what this quote here. This quote says, "What if the merger ends up looking like a funny face? Wouldn't that be hilarious?" So this isn't to say that Jujutsu Kaisen ripped off of this movie called Bird Box, but Bird Box said the director and the main actor said something like this. They said that when they revealed to Sandra Bullock what the monsters look like, because in Bird Box you can't see them, and if you did, you would like unalive. You'd instantly be unalived. And when Sandra Bullock would see what the monsters looked like, she started dying. Like, she said she couldn't even act because they looked so stupid to her. I don't think this is referencing it, but I think the concept is the same. Like, Gege wanted to leave it up to interpretation so people wouldn't know. I am thoroughly disappointed with this. Don't get me wrong, but the murder was, I can reason with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy about it, but taking my emotions out of the equation, I can certainly say it's a reasonable approach. Gege wanted, I guess, I can't speak for him, but if I had to guess, seems like Gege wanted people to have their own interpretation of what the murder could possibly be. And do I think the merger would show up in the final chapter after all this? There's a way, Jujutsu Kaisen is very flexible in its power system. Sukuna could have done something to activate it before perishing. And remember, they could have activated the merger without taking everybody's lives. It just wouldn't be as potent. Like, it probably wouldn't evolve humanity the way that Kenjaku wanted it to, because there's a huge fake weed video on it. It's one of his most recent videos. Go check it out. But he explains how he makes it very easy to understand. The merger could have been activated. It just wouldn't be activated the way that Kenjaku wanted it to, with the whole binding vow that was gonna make it like super powerful and transcend curse energy and all the above. So do I think the merger is gonna pop up? Truly? Probably not. I'm really not expecting much from this final chapter. We just came from the climax. Why would we go back up? You understand? After a climax, we have to descend. We have to always go down. And lastly, it's this. You may know. Let me get off this so I don't get hit with another strike on this channel. Let's sit on this page. So you may know, and that like spells out death in Japanese or something like that. Or I actually read it. You may know, end of dream. So in Japanese, it sounds like you may know. End of you may know, the last chapter. It sounds like end of you may know. I mean, I don't think they're gonna die. It could just be the end of the story. It could just also be a like a coincidence. Am I coping? It sounds like it, but I don't think Gege would do something that tasteless, killing off the characters at the end of the story. Thing is, though, I'll give it to him on this. He could, and it wouldn't disparage the story or the message or the theme of the because the whole thing is about like life, how you live it, and that your life is always valuable in more ways than you think and all that. If these characters were to just get destroyed off screen and die, nothing would disparage that message, because they did save the world. Their lives, I mean, even if they didn't save the world, their lives are still very valuable and important and great. So it could happen, but I think overall it's tasteless. I wouldn't be a fan of it. I'd hate it personally, but I wouldn't say Gege completed the theme of the story. So at this point, the characters, anything can happen to them, and I'd have to say it's okay. But I'd hate it. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be happy. I'd definitely complain regardless. I ain't gonna lie. I can let my emotions come in at some point. I think I'm allowed to. But yeah, that's kind of the big three theories going around currently. A lot of people really do think Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna have like some sort of grim, bad ending, and I already know if it doesn't, if a happy ending comes to this story, like with every other story, if the characters live in peace, people are going to lose their minds. Something y'all gotta understand about these stories is that don't listen to day one reactions. Never. Never. I'll never forget, yo. People destroyed Attack on Titan for me. And that was the day I learned to like stop. I hated Attack on Titan. And then I reread it and understood that like these people just had no idea what they were talking about. Anyways, with that said, that's like the three main big theories. Let me know if you're excited for the final chapter. I am. I'm happy it's over. I can just make videos on whatever I want now. No more schedule or nothing like that. So I'm excited for the future. With that said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. So I've got some great news for you guys. You may know it's not happening. They're not dying. Apparently, according to one of the leakers, the next chapter is called The Continuation of the Dream. I don't think this is part 2 either. Don't get your hopes up. I think this is more of everybody taking what they learned from Gojo and paying it forward to the next generations. So we're probably going to get a time skip. With that said, now I really let you guys go.